Welcome back. Right now we are honored to have Patrick Parker joining us today. He's an entrepreneur, a tech founder, among many other things, joining us from Kentucky. Patrick, thanks for being here. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Christine?
Doing well. Looking forward to talking to you. You are involved in many different things, so I would love to hear a little bit about your career trajectory, where you've been, where you're going, and where you are right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started off, I guess, like a lot of other people. I was working for a Big Four consulting firm, and then after delivering countless projects, just decided there's got to be a better way. We were kind of rounding up projects and just coming to find out that the software that we were building for a lot of our clients just wasn't meeting the bill. It wasn't up to par with what their expectations and requirements were. And so I ended up leaving with a couple of other software architects and good friends of mine and founding our own company. So we started SaaS Partners with a mission to focus on a more human-centric approach to software development and design. And we've been doing it ever since.
In fact, your company is described as disrupting this industry. Tell me more about how you are doing just that. You're disrupting, changing the game, and helping businesses in this area in huge ways.
Yeah, and we have a little bit of a different model than most people. We operate under what's called a studio model, in where when we're not building products for clients, we're building products in-house. That way I'm able to retain my staff when they roll off of projects, give them something else to work on so that they're not idle. And as a result, we've ended up launching 5 of our own software as a service platforms over the past 5 years, and ultimately been able to grow those and achieve a ton of success. 2 of those 5 are now venture-backed. And all of them are generating upwards of $1 million in revenue. So a lot of success, a lot of work that's been done in a very short amount of time. And so I think that's kind of what makes us a little bit unique. But as far as what differentiates us, the biggest thing is understanding all the pains that come along with entrepreneurship, with building your own software, with launching your own offering. And I think that's where our founders and our clients really appreciate the work that we do and the understanding that we have around software as a service.
And if you don't mind backing up just a touch with me, if someone isn't familiar with this industry and isn't sure exactly what software as a service is, how do you describe to someone who isn't in this industry, who isn't really in this business, what you do, exactly what it is?
Absolutely. Great question. Software as a service is something that has literally revolutionized the entire software industry, the technology industry. Usually people come to us to build platforms that are going to be scaled out to their consumer base. They're going to automate redundant tasks that people do every day. Think about the impact that Calendly had, for example, with scheduling, wherein you would send an email off to someone that you're trying to have a meeting with suggested times. They would fire back that none of those work. You would go back and forth a couple of different times until ultimately Calendly comes along and solves that problem with a single link. So you can now send someone a link, which is software as a service. So it's scheduling as a service. And that person is able to go ahead and find a time that works for them and just eliminate all of that back and forth exchange. So a lot of products now are focused on that. Everything that you see from Zoom to Microsoft Teams to you name it, all of your accounting and billing software is all cloud-based and primarily software as a service.
It seems that just about every business is in need of something like this. Do you find this to be true?
Absolutely. And most people are already using them in their everyday lives and just may not recognize that this is actually a service that is being provided by the software. So it's something that's kind of taking the industry by storm, so to speak. It's nothing new, but the growth in this area, specifically in this vertical, is projected to be upwards of $146 billion in the next 5 years. So that's a tremendous amount of growth. There are literally thousands of founders that are in the process of launching new software as a service products every year.
And how are you with this business managing the growth, and how has the pandemic changed what you're seeing in your business model?
So we were extremely fortunate during the pandemic, obviously providing digital services, providing custom software. That's something that kind of shielded us from a lot of the impacts that our clients and some of our other business partners ran into. But we're seeing a tremendous amount of growth. It's not stopping with the remote shift. Everyone is purchasing more software. They're trying to understand how can they increase efficiency, how can they reduce costs, and how can they continue to scale out their businesses and their operations.
Patrick, how did you get involved in this business, in this industry to begin with?
So I took a different approach than a lot of people. I basically looked at the top 10 highest paying careers and said that nothing in medicine was for me because I can't stand the sight of blood. So I had to do tech. But so it was a business decision from day one. It's something that I was passionate about with technology, passionate about business, and so the intersection was a natural landing place for me.
And what other types of things have you been involved with leading up to what you're doing now?
Absolutely. Starting out, I was a consultant, as I said. I was primarily involved in delivering major health tech implementations. So working on things such as Kentucky's state-based health exchange that was created under Obamacare, something that we won a bunch of awards for the design and rollout of. Working on a lot of Medicaid implementations, a lot of EHR and EMR style implementations for hospital groups, primarily building health tech software. And so it was kind of a natural progression of being interested in it, learning everything that I can about it, developing a deep expertise, and then continuing to pursue what I love.
And of course, this isn't the only thing you're doing right now. You're also a business coach involved in many other things, both business, personally. So tell us more about these other things that you are also balancing within your career.
Yes, those are other things that I'm passionate about, just working with entrepreneurs, helping them to grow and scale their businesses in very unique and innovative ways. Something that we developed in-house after building out a large number of SaaS products in a short time were a proven set of playbooks and frameworks that are basically guaranteed to help these early stage founders grow their business and find some early traction, find their first paying customers, and then ultimately find a product market fit.
Where do you hope to see yourself in 5, 10 years down the road? Where are you hoping to take not only this business, but other dreams and ideas that you have?
Yeah, just continuing to pursue what I love, continuing to help other people. We've got a couple of venture-backed companies, like I said, right now, that we're really focused on scaling and building out. But I have no plans of stopping creating new software as frequent as possible.
Patrick, how can we find more information about you and everything that you're involved in?
Yeah, so I've got a podcast that's launching here later this month called Guaranteed to Grow that basically takes early stage founders through the entire process of vetting their software idea, launching their software idea, finding their early customers, and ultimately scaling it. You can find that anywhere that you listen to podcasts. You can also go check me out at SaaSPartners.io. Shoot me an email, schedule a time. You can find me on any social media platform where I use my influence to help my following find new ways to grow their business.
Well, thank you so much, Patrick, for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. It's great to hear more about everything that you are doing, and also congratulations on the podcast. It's going to be exciting. That launching soon. Looking forward to listening to that as well and continuing to connect with you. We'll be back with more right after this.